Do you ever feel like your laziness is sabotaging every New Year's resolution you've ever made? Like you want to be that productive, fit, meditative, disciplined person, but end up binge watching reality shows, scrolling endlessly, or just stuck doing nothing? Well, what if I told you I tried the ultimate self improvement routine, built specifically for lazy people, and got actual life changing results? No hustle bro garbage, no superhuman tricks, just a real life experiment to turn mindless free time into discipline and fulfillment, even on your laziest days. Before we go any deeper, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications for the Growth Mindset Project. If you've ever wanted honest, practical advice to actually change your life, you're in the right place. Let's get real for a second. Most people's lives don't fall apart in one big, dramatic moment. It's small habits, repeated over years, like waking up with great intentions. Today I'm going to eat healthy, meditate, get stuff done. But the moment you have an unplanned hour, you're lost in a TikTok spiral or a video game marathon. 5 years later, maybe you're heavier, lonelier, or more stressed than ever, and wondering where the time went. When I started my own self-improvement journey, I had zero routine. I'd heard the productivity advice: go to the gym, eat clean, journal, meditate. But everything feels overwhelming when you have no structure and you're kind of lazy. My mornings would start with a scroll instead of meditation. I'd promise myself I'd work on something after school or work, but when the moment came, I'd find a million excuses. The day would end, and most of my goals remained untouched. Everything changed when I set up a simple daily self-improvement routine. I literally wrote out exactly what I would do and when. Suddenly, there was structure. The key difference? Every hour was accounted for, so I couldn't drift into the dangerous waters of free time, where every bad habit lurks, waiting to pull you back under. But let's be honest, overly ambitious routines aren't sustainable, especially if you're a bit lazy, like me. So I started tweaking, testing, and experimenting. I realized the magic wasn't in waking up at dawn to run 10 miles or meditating for 2 hours before sunrise. The magic was in eliminating dead time. That awkward window after work, after a workout, after a meal, when you're tired, bored, and just aimless. That's when old habits creep in. If this sounds familiar, drop a like and comment below with your trickiest time of day. When do you find yourself falling into your laziest habits? Back to the experiment. The breakthrough for me came from one basic, ancient truth. Idle hands are the devil's workshop. Free time, with nothing planned, is when we slide into bad habits, whether that's snacking, binging, scrolling, or procrastinating. But keeping busy all the time, just for the sake of hustling, isn't the answer either. The perfect self-improvement routine for lazy people needs intentional, scheduled rest, reading, journaling, or even just sitting with a cup of tea. The secret is to know what you're doing next, always. All right, let's dive into the exact self-improvement routine I followed and how you can hack it to fit even the laziest days. The best days start naturally. No screeching alarm clocks. I allowed myself to wake up naturally, usually between 5:30 and 6:30. Immediately, I'd sit up and meditate for a set time. If you're new to it, don't overthink. Just start with 3 minutes of focused breathing. As soon as I finished, it was time for the basics. Bathroom, shower, protein shake, whatever your morning routine is, make it automatic. Next up was deep work, real focused creation before touching my phone, chatting, or getting sucked into distractions. For me, that's usually writing, planning, or recording for the Growth Mindset Project. I promise you, you don't need to be perfect. You don't even have to enjoy it every day. But getting your hardest or most meaningful task done early in the day is a game changer. Then comes breakfast, a solid meal, not junk, and caffeine for fuel. After that, I'd hit the gym 3 days a week. If you can't get to a gym or don't want to lift weights, just go out for a walk, jog, or do 30 minutes of YouTube yoga on your bedroom floor. The point isn't to look like a fitness model. The point is to have something physical built into your day, scheduled and unavoidable. Here's where the lazy person hack comes in. After the gym, when my motivation was completely drained and I wanted to do nothing, that's when I'd normally fall into old habits, scrolling, lazing on the couch, eating junk. Now, I kept myself out of the house after my workout. I packed a bag with a book, journal, power bank, and snacks. If you can, find a cafe, library, or even a quiet park. I promise, the temptation to doom scroll vanishes when you're out in public or in a new setting. There, I'd switch to reading or journaling, just an hour or two, not forcing myself to grind, but simply learning, planning, or reflecting. If my gym had a stretching or mobility class, I'd join it. Think of this as low energy, low effort improvement. Lazy, yes, but structured. After a few productive hours outside my danger zone, the house, I'd come home and give myself permission to relax, with purpose. Incorporating fun like kickboxing, swimming, or a podcast walk. Notice, the key isn't to avoid rest or pleasure. It's to schedule it. When you know exactly what to do, there's less room for doom spirals. At about 7 p.m., my night routine kicked in. I'd lower the lights, make tea, and pull out my journal again. No Netflix, no mindless scrolling, just reviewing the wins and losses of the day, planning for tomorrow. When it's time to unwind, being intentional about your night, low light, zero stimulation, maybe a short book, is like flipping the switch on your brain so you wake up naturally the next morning recharged. If this video is helping you, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and tap the bell so you never miss another dose of real-world self-improvement from the Growth Mindset Project. Here's a quick reminder for my fellow lazy people. You don't need a monk's discipline to transform your life. If you've ever felt like you're too far gone, too unmotivated, or too distracted for a self-improvement routine to work, trust me, I get it. The trick isn't to be perfect. The trick is to give every single hour a purpose, even if that purpose is relax and read, or take a slow walk. Boredom and distraction thrive in the cracks of unscheduled time. Fill the cracks, and you build a discipline almost by accident. All the progress, the self-respect, confidence, happiness you're after comes from replacing those empty, wasted hours with simple, planned actions. You don't need to grind 24/7. You need a system that fits your personality. Accept mistakes and failed days as part of the journey. My perfect routine only happened after hundreds of failed attempts. Each time I slipped up, binged on YouTube, skipped a workout, caved for junk food, I took a moment to ask, where did my plan fail to protect my lazy self today? Then I'd tweak the system and keep moving. Honestly, I'm not coming to you as a flawless guru. I'm just a fellow struggler who's tried, failed, and kept tweaking until the self-improvement routine felt effortless, almost automatic. If you trip up, that's not weakness. It's just more data for your next routine upgrade. You could be anywhere right now, but instead, you're here, focusing on growth and giving your future self a fighting chance. And that is genuinely rare. So, if you want to keep leveling up with me, check out some of the other videos on this channel and don't forget to ring the bell. Your new self-improvement routine, the one that works even for lazy people, starts right here, right now.